most health professionals are still posting random videos, hoping, praying, just maybe someone will DM them asking about their services. Meanwhile, I've built a system that turns Instagram into a client generating machine that brings in 50K plus per month for health practices. No paid ads, no dancing reels, no posting random free tips on how to not be bloated, hoping it lands somewhere. Instead, it's a strategic system that works. And in this video, I'm breaking it down step by step on how you can implement it, starting today. If you're a health coach, a wellness expert, a fitness professional, a doctor who's tired of wasting time on Instagram without seeing actual business results, grab a notebook and let's get to work. Instagram has evolved dramatically in 2025. AI-powered analytics, predictive content optimization, and algorithm shifts have completely changed again. And the good news, that's gonna work in your favor if you know how to play the game correctly. Instead of posting content that just simply looks good, you need to create content that converts. So today, I'm gonna show you, one, how to position yourself so that people trust you and can buy from you. Two, how to structure your content so that it gets engagement and leads to getting clients. And three, a 30-day plan to transform your Instagram into a client attraction system. If you stay until the end, I'm also gonna break down real results, what's actually happening in our students' businesses by using this system. So let's get into it. Before we even go into the content strategy, we need to establish 3 pillars that makes this work. And if you skip this, you're going to be just posting blindly. And that is what 99% of health professionals are doing, which is why they don't get any clients. So pillar 1, strategic positioning. Most people blend in and you need to stand out. Authority building, which is why should people listen to you? Niche domination, which is what problems can you solve? And expert status, which is how do you show up so that you look like the go-to person? So if someone lands on your Instagram, in 3 seconds, they should immediately know who are you, what you do, and how you can help them. If that's not clear, then you're basically losing clients on a daily basis. So pillar 2 is going to be content architecture. There is a reason that some content gets ignored while others blow up and convert into sales. And this is the framework. Value hierarchy. Not all content is created equal. Some build trust, others drive sales. Next up, we have engagement triggers. Why do people feel compelled to comment and share? And we have conversion paths. How can you turn eyeballs into actual paying clients? Which we move on to pillar 3, which is the client journey. Content is not about getting likes, as much as I like that, but it's about moving people through a journey, which is awareness, the point that they've discovered you. Number 2, trust. They believe that you can help them. And 3, sales activation, which is they take action and buy from you. So this is going to be the foundation. And now let's talk about content. So not all content is created equal. In 2025, the winning content matrix is about 30% authority content, which we'll get into in a second, about 40% value content, and about 20% connection content. So what does this all mean? With your authority content, you need to position yourself as the expert. This is where you can bring in industry insights as to like what's working, what's outdated. This is where you can even, say this method, like let's say intermittent fasting. Maybe you believe in it, maybe you don't believe in it. You can say this is an outdated model because of this and this, or that this is an innovative revolutionary model because of this and this. So this is where you become an authority because you're different than what everybody else is preaching. You're bringing a fresh insight into the game. Then we have trend analysis, and this is where you can talk about the different trends that are happening in your industry. So you can talk about, like the Ozempic or all these weight loss drugs that are coming out. How do you feel about it? Are there any alternatives? Do you recommend berberine or you don't recommend berberine? Do you like chromium? Like there are so many trends that are happening in this space that everybody all of a sudden gets obsessed with. Like Dr. Gundry and lectin used to be a huge big deal back a few years ago. Everybody was like, we want to be on a lectin-free diet. And we had a few years before that, it was all about intermittent fasting. Or a few years before that, it was all about paleo. Analyzing the trends and seeing what are people obsessing about right now and who is talking about what and what type of insight you can bring to it. That is how you're positioned as an authority, as an expert, because you're sharing your own deep insights about the subjects and stuff that are happening. Or even like not necessarily health trends, but the stuff that's happening, like the food dyes and our food products that we use, or the difference between the diet in America versus the diet in Italy and how you feel about it. So these things, they They are on trend. These are the stuff that people are constantly talking about it. And this is something that you can take advantage of, address them, give it a cool twist, and basically position yourself as that authority. And you can also bring in expert opinion. So this is where you bring in your take on common industry myths. So for example, let's say with bloating, maybe people believe it's a normal thing. There is nothing they can do about it. And this is where you can bust that and share that bloating is actually a sign that your gut microbiome is out of balance. Like waking up in the middle of the night, waking up tired, and in the evening being all wired is not normal. This is where you're bringing your expert opinion, and this is how you can stand out. So about 30% of your content is gonna be centered around authority positioning. So this is where you are positioned as that leader in the space. Moving on to value content, this is where you want to give people a transformation before they ever pay you. So examples of that is like high value tips, real strategies that they can use right now if you're like in the gut niche to help with their SIBO or to help with their bloating, whatever that may be that actually works. Or let's say they have an ADHD mind and like a brain exercise that they can use to feel more focused and be more on top of their task. Like whatever that is, this is where you want to give those valuable tips that they can use right now to see results, get that transformation in, to believe that, whoa, like this doctor or this coach or this expert definitely knows what they're talking about. You can even use client wins. So this is where you can showcase testimonials to show them that, listen, like Sarah was here with me, she used the same exact thing, and this is a result that she got. And you can do framework reviews. This is where you can break down your methods. Like my method was the root cause method, and I had like a specific way of how I would address people's gut health issues and how I would work with them as their coach. And you can have a similar method that sets you apart, that is more unique, and you can of course share that in your social media and help them get that little transformation so that they would be like, whoa, I'm gonna need this person's help in order to get that true transformation, because I've been having this bleeding neck problem, it's not going anywhere, and this person, just by their free advice, I've already gained so much. So let alone if I pay them, I'm gonna get so much more. So this content is gonna build trust and authority. And moving on to connection content, which is gonna make up about 20% of your content matrix, is gonna be about people buying from people. What does this mean? This means there are hundreds of nervous system regulation coaches in the space. There are hundreds of, stress coaches, nutritionists, thousands of nutritionists in the space. Why are you different than Alice, another nutritionist that's in the space? This is where people buy from people. You can have the same exact offer, sell the same exact transformation, but because you are different as a person, somebody's gonna decide to work with you instead of Alice, and vice versa. So this is where you want to show behind the scenes, show them your daily life, your mindset, your habits, the stuff you believe in. This is where you want to tell personal stories of how, let's say, a struggle that you personally overcame as a result of doing the stuff that you do. Or you can showcase your client wins, and this can be that people are succeeding using the same exact methods that you are using. So there is going to be about 10% left, and I did not touch on that yet. So if you have stayed so far and you're like, well, Mel, 30 plus 40 plus 20 is not quite 100%, you're right, because the last 10% is going to be about conversion content, and this is where you sell. So this is where you can do offer reveals, explain how you can help them. You can do call to action CTAs where you tell them what to do next, like DM me the word whatever or message me on Instagram for whatever. And you can have application triggers where you push them to apply in your link in bio or to book a call or to DM you. So this balance is going to make your content feel natural instead of obviously spammy. Now let's talk about implementation. Here's going to be your 30-day Instagram overhaul. Which one is the foundation? So this is where I want you to optimize your profile, map out your content strategy, and set up your backend system. So that means what type of resources are you going to be needing once your content starts blowing up? Maybe you need a calendar link. Maybe you need to just have a regular outline of your offer, not the whole thing, because you need that market research. A lot of practitioners, what they do is like, oh, I want to talk about, stress release. I want to have an offer about stress release or therapy or gut health. And they spend so much freaking time on fine tuning a freaking offer that they don't even take the action of starting their personal brand, of bringing the leads, because your audience are going to be providing you with the best proof of what they actually want and need. And all you have to do is read and listen to their comments, read their comments, listen to what they tell you in the sales calls, and you'll know what the market wants out of the expertise that you're providing in your personal professional content. So when you have set up the foundation, you have all your profiles, they all look clean, they all stand out, using all the methods that I've been talking about in all my YouTube. So if you don't know what to do, go check out the previous ones. We have a playlist up here that you can definitely check out. You want to map out your content strategy. You want to understand who are your competitors, what are they doing that's working, what type of style of content are they doing, add their links, and have a board, which we move on to week 2. Week 2 is going to be about content creation. So with content creation, preparation is the most important thing, and you got to be strategic with it. So this is where you can batch record your videos. You can take re-rolls, you can take exact emulation of the trends. Like there are specific trends that require you to do a specific type of an action. That is where you need to like perform those actions in order to make the trend work. So that is where you want to batch create as many b-rolls and as many trending videos as you can. You can use AI tools for optimization for the stuff that's going to be needing a lot of time out of your mind in order to like map them out, write them out, you know, writing captions, writing hashtags, mapping things out. Use AI, guys. Obviously use your brain too. That's why you have the brain. My dad, he's so funny. He was like, Mel, I refuse to use AI because I have a brain. And I'm like, Dad, I understand you have a brain, but the AI is going to help you so much with being way more efficient. So what I'm trying to say here is don't rely solely on AI and don't rely solely on your brain. Use it, have a nice blend to where you can be efficient and productive. Okay, and yeah, establish like a visual board. What I like to do is I like to use a Trello board. Back when I started my content, I had everything mapped out Monday through Sunday. I knew exactly what my 2 posts a day were, what I was going to talk about. All the notes were in a Trello card, but right now at the same time we are using ClickUp. So with ClickUp is again the same thing. Like you have a whole entire board, you can map it out, you can have different pipelines, you can move it, drag the cards along till you officially post them and upload them. Having that visual board is super important because you can tag things. You can say, okay, this is like a value content, this is myth busting content, this is how I'm building my authority. The more prepared and strategic you are, the easier it's going to be. But your strategicness, I'm making up a word here, should not affect your ability to execute on things. A lot of people are perfectionists. They get so dialed in on making it all perfect that they never take actions. You can't believe how many practitioners I've talked with in the past that they're like, Mel, yeah, I have this Notion board. Can you look at it? Let me know how it looks like. And I look at it, it's so aesthetic and beautiful. Or I look at their Instagram, it's so aesthetic, but it's useless because they haven't done the freaking research of what is going viral. What do they actually need to post? What do they actually need to do? And if you follow the recipe, so to say, it reminds me of Ratatouille's Chef Gusteau. He was like, you just gotta follow the recipe. If you follow the recipe of virality, it is gonna work. Like I have never seen anybody fail at the virality recipe that we have for health professionals. We have been able to successfully replicate it over and over. You just need to start, prepare, plan, and basically execute on it. And for week 3, this is where we do engagement systems. So this is where you want to build that community engagement, like the followers that are coming in, welcome them, ask them if they're here just for inspiration or if they are looking for something specific, build that connection. You can automate different DM sequences, but I don't recommend that if you're a complete newbie because it's good to do the beginning stuff yourself, to set the framework, to set the groundwork so people know what to do. Like whoever that comes after you would know what the framework is and what the KPIs are. But yeah, like have different follow-up systems that you can use to make sure that the leads are engaged, your audience is engaged. Number 4 is going to be conversion conversations. So this is where you want to implement sales triggers. You want to optimize your CTA strategy and track your analytics and adjust. Obviously, if you're a brand new person, you're probably mostly using text reels, B-rolls, you're not really doing talking videos. I do not recommend you doing talking videos because it needs you to be a more seasoned content creator. And when you have that data, when you are more seasoned, you are doing talking videos, look at where people are dropping off. Is it because of your hook? Or even with the text reels, why are you not getting enough views? Is it because of how you positioned it? Analytics is going to be so important. And once you have built that core following, you can monetize and have more of a salesy type of a CTA. In the very beginning, it's so important to build the core following. So I recommend the CTA should be like, follow me for more tips, follow me for more tips, and basically get that follower in, then cash them out when you have a nice, decent following. And that's where you can say like, DM me the word whatever for a training I have, or like book a call in bio, or message me if you want one-on-one help. All those stuff work really well as far as sales triggers go. So this is what's happening within our students' businesses by using the same exact strategy. Number 1, 0 ad spend. And this is important because you do not need to to be wasting money on ads when you can be generating so much money and views through your organic content. Number two, they close anywhere from 5 to 20 high ticket clients a month. Of course, if you're more of a newbie, it would be about 5 high ticket clients a month, but the more you do it, the more seasoned you become, the more people you're gonna close. They get about 40 to 100 new messages on Instagram and on other social media platforms a day asking for their help and expertise, because the content is so dialed in, it really hits the pain points and it really positions them as an authoritative figure in the space, and people are like, yeah, here you go, this is my money, how can I work with you? And they have about a 30 to 50% closing rate. Now, I have had students who are as high as 75%, but it really depends on the price of your high ticket offer and obviously how good your closing is becoming. The more you do it, the better you become. But as always, it's really important to watch out for how you're losing the sales, where you're losing the sales, how can you improve every single time. So this system is a machine. It's proven to work. It's how every single student of mine has been able to replicate it, see results, and you do not need to be another confused health coach that's out there that doesn't know what the heck to do when you can follow the recipe, as I said, and see exact results just like how everybody else has been doing it in my community. If you want my exact Instagram authority system, templates, scripts, strategies, drop the word Instagram down below and message me on Instagram on where you're struggling. I'm gonna have more resources that I'm more than happy to share with you. Look, it's 2025. Random posting doesn't work anymore. So hit the subscribe button, turn on the notification bell if you're ready to turn your Instagram into a client generating machine. And remember, social media should be serving your business, not draining your energy. So I'll see you in the next video.